Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we've got our second installment of Rank the Tank, and we are going to be focusing on tier 10 heavies in this episode, and we'll have 3 replays coming up where we'll rank from 3rd up to 1st on tanks, or on heavy tanks. So number 3, we have got E100. And just before we start, I'll just go over the equipment I run on the E100. So I've got gun rammer, advanced gun lane drive, and vents. On the perks, I've got born leader, rapid reload, sixth sense, steady aim, snapshot, situational awareness, armor angling, trap mechanic, and clutch braking. So why have I ranked E100 at number 3? So basically it's pretty straightforward. This tank, I mean, it's iconic. Yeah, absolutely iconic. But it's just been so... I'm going to say power crept in the game, just because of how easy it is to be penned with. Most people are loading premium these days. And of course, whenever you come up against an E100, the first thing you do is load premium. And go through its cheats. High penetration tanks can obviously go through the top bar with the standard rounds. It's just basically pretty easy to pen. You do have to have some sort of you have to have some sort of knowledge playing this tank. You have to angle it basically. It's good at side scraping. Don't get me wrong. When you sort of shoot. If you angle your turret, you just try and basically face your turret away from anybody you're facing or shooting at, because if you keep your armor flat to the enemy, they will pen you, because they'll just most people know where the weak spots are on the turret of an E100, which is the cheeks. Anywhere on the cheeks can be penned with premium basically. So yeah, you have to bear that in mind. Another thing, it's very sluggish. It's not quick at all. Obviously, it's a huge tank. So I mean, its mobility, as I say, it's slow. It doesn't feel that bad though. There's certainly slower tank. I mean, the mouse is definitely slower. But yeah, it's hard. When you've got sort of large maps in the game, it can be quite tricky to obviously get to the battle. By the time you get there, it's over. So yeah, those are the sort of negatives of the tank. The positives, I mean, yes, it's got a hard-hitting gun, and the accuracy, the handling isn't too bad. It is manageable. So that's, there's a couple of positives there. Like I say, the gun's not too bad. Obviously the armor, angled right, you can bounce a hell of a lot in this tank. So yeah, that's why I've ranked it number 3. Basically, you don't see that many, and when you do, no disrespect, but it's usually played by people that just don't have a clue how to play it. And they usually end up just being absolute cannon fodder. But yeah, so we've taken it out here, and we're playing on Abbey on our first game with this. And yeah, we've come up to the left-hand side, which is the brawl zone, and we got this Avery here who we want to get rid of, because again, this Avery will just go for us, no problem. However, I don't really know why, but the Avery just decides to focus on the T95. Who he's behind, who's no threat to him at all, decides to focus him instead of me, turns his turret, and we're going to go through his turret quite easily. So that wasn't a problem. I'm kind of glad we had an Avery player that didn't really know what he was doing, because had we come up against an Avery player that knew what he was doing, it would have been a whole lot trickier to have got rid of him. But we're okay. I think we've been hit by Hesh at some point, ram damage, but we've still got the majority of our health. We haven't taken any shots, which is great. And we're moving on here. We've already got 2 kills, and we're up to 3.5k nearly already. We picked up our 3rd kill there. yeah, this. I mean, like I say, the gun when it hits, it really does slap. You know, I mean, I've got the 12.5. Is it 12.5? No, 15. Sorry, 15 centimeter gun, and it just absolutely slaps. You can choose. There is 2 options actually. You can pick the smaller gun, which is the 12.5 centimeter. I'm going to say, which is a lot more rapid. You know, there are players that, I mean, Mass, who I platoon up with, he plays a smaller gun. He prefers that DPM. But for me, I've always played the big gun. And yeah, I generally, I've not gone with a small gun, so I can't really comment. But yeah, I'm not going to swap. I'll stick with the big gun. Seem to get on okay with it. Not that I play this tank very much anyway, just because, you know, for me it's just kind of too slow for my liking. But anyway, but sort of back to the game. So, you know, we have an E4 behind us, which isn't ideal. The E4 is gonna absolutely butter us if we don't angle correctly, and you can see we're just side scraping there. We did poke our gun towards him to think maybe we're going to sort of poke a shot off, but yeah, I'm just side scraping, trying to bait the shot. We've also got a medium tank harness. Now the E4 just decides to absolutely YOLO here, gives us his bottom plate, which is absolutely fine. We were trying to angle as best we could, but unfortunately we couldn't. He managed to get a shot into our lower plate, I think. Now he's sort of just turning up here, and we're just trying to get his bottom plate again, and we do. Now we're just going to sort of hug this guy and just try and angle. However, he does still manage to pen, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, we get taken out there. Not much we could really do. I'm venting my frustration at the team, but it's just one of those things. I got caught in a crossfire. It was a bit unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that the heavy tank that was on J45 could have come round and helped with that medium tank. If I wasn't stuck in that crossfire, I'm absolutely certain I could have took that E4 out, and then I could have focused elsewhere. But yeah, it's just unfortunate, and it is what it is. So, conclusion on the E100, it's great gun. It's, what I was going to say, I can't remember for the life of me. Yeah, it's a punchy gun when it hits, and like I say, you can block if you know how to angle. But unfortunately, the negatives of it is easy to it's easy to pen if people know where to hit you. You know, premium will go through those turret cheeks, and like I say, in the, you know, in the current map pool where, you know, majority of the maps are quite huge. It's not going to be fun to play, because by the time you get to sort of where the choke points are, the game's pretty much, you know, done and dusted. You know, if you've got a team that pushes quite aggressive and can absolutely just ram through the flanks, you are gonna, yeah, you're not gonna have a fun time basically. So there we go. So what we'll do is we'll move on to the results screen, and then we'll get into the second replay. So there we go. We finally got the victory in the end, and we come top of the board there with a nice couple of kills. Got 4 kills, 4.8k damage. No assists, but we did block 1100 damage. So there we go. We will move on to the second replay. Okay, so number 2, we have coming up the T57 Heavy, which is a autoloader American tier 10 heavy tank. And on the equipment we run vents, vert stabs and optics. We run vents because obviously you can't run a gun ram on an autoloader. But we do run Born Leader, 6 cents, we've got mace, iron mace or whatever for some reason. Snapshot, or rapid reload, steady aim, situational awareness, track mechanic and off-road driving. Now you could swap out that mace perk. I don't really know why I've got that on there. It's a bit of an old crew, I think. So you could swap that out for something else. Perhaps maybe another gun perk, clutch braking, perhaps, you know, something to bring, yeah, improve the mobility and handling or gun perk as such. Although I think I'm running all the gun perks, but yeah, something to improve the mobility maybe instead of that. And yeah, so the T57 Heavy, I put, you know, number 2. You know what you're going to get with an American Heavy. It's you know, it's decent all round. Yeah, the positives of the T57 Heavy is you've got this absolutely amazing reload time, which is something I think I got mine down to like 24 seconds with an interclip, which is like 1.5 seconds if that. It's so quick, and yeah, you can just dump your shells for like 350, 400 a shot. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, the positives is the gun. Yeah, the accuracy isn't too bad. Can be a bit troll at times, but you know, like most American heavies, I think, you know, that just seems to be the case. And you can just see, like, we've got 2 shots off into that light tank already and put them down to a 1 hit. Yeah, the gun is just amazing. We bounced the shell there off the Turan, which is absolutely amazing. I'm surprised at that. Because the one thing, you know, one negative with this tank is, you know, the turret armor. It's okay, but you can pen the cheeks quite easily. The cheeks are the weak points on that turret, and you can get the odd lucky bounce like we did there. The hull is pretty average. You know, the lower plate can get penned quite easily. It's quite soft, so but you know, you've got excellent gun depression. I think you've got 10 degrees of gun depression on this tank. If not, it's between 8 and 10. I know that. I don't fully know the exact number, but I know the gun depression is really good on this tank. So you can get hull down in this. I would play peekaboo with it, because obviously you can't rely on the turret armor too much because of the cheeks getting penned quite easily. We have loaded, you know, we have got a full heat loadout on this, because again, one of the other drawbacks on this tank is the penetration on the standard isn't that great. It will struggle to pen on standard rounds. I think it's something like 250, 260 pen on its standard. So we've gone with the heat rounds, which do have really good penetration. So yeah, maybe, I mean, look, that might not be a good thing, because the fact that heat, obviously if you shoot inside, the tracks can absorb heat, and obviously spaced armor is an issue as well. So maybe that's something I should probably look at, is carry a few AP rounds just in case, because the last thing you want to do is be, you know, loaded with heat, trying to fire at tanks with spaced armor, or you know, that just absorb into the tracks. And most of the time we're not going to have an issue, so hence the full heat loadout. But yeah, overall this tank is, yeah, it's quite decent. And we've just got 2 shots into that Turan, unfortunately, like I say, proving our point about heat and tracks. The third one got absorbed there. Maybe the AP round might have just penetrated it, but he gets away. But we did manage to get a couple of shells into him, putting him onto a 1-shot. You can see his T28 here. We're going to have no problem buttering this guy up. Yeah, the heat is just going to absolutely go through him. He tries taking a shell at us, blind firing, but you know, just goes way over our head, which is fine. And feels his location, so it kind of didn't really bode well for him, and we managed to clip him out there and picked up our first kill. We're on 5.4k damage. Should say we're on Elamain on this map here, and yeah, it's been going pretty well so far. We're 2 tanks up, but so there's still, you know, still work to do. We tried getting a sneaky shot on that Turan there. That's why I've sort of been quite cautious of crossing. Unfortunately, we just missed him there. That shot just dirked. If we'd gone a bit higher, we probably could have picked up the kill there on that Turan. And that's what I'm being cautious, because I didn't want to get slapped by that Turan. We're on 705 hit points here. We've taken an absolute beating from artillery there. And look at that, we bounced the Turan. What the hell? Luckily, we had one shell left and we managed to get that in, but how unfortunate. That's not even unfortunate, it's just completely unlucky. Yeah, Turan's not OP. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, we obviously hit his gun mantle or something, and just, you know, just a really weird ricochet. Very rare on a Turan, but you know, it's going to happen once in a blue moon. So we're up to 2 kills now. We're still on 5.6k damage, and I'm sort of just wondering my best play here. We get a shot into the T58 heavy, picking up our 3rd kill. He was sort of on fumes anyway, and now it's just a case of mopping up the last tanks. We've gone on reload straight away, and that's the beauty of this reload time, is it's that quick. You can just pop off the reload, you know, even if you sort of get a couple of shells in, you're in between relocating. It's the best thing to do is just pop the reload, because it doesn't take that long for the reload to get in, and then you can just go and dump a clip into your next victim. So we see this artillery here, and he nukes a shot. Then this Sturm comes around, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna focus on that guy rather than artillery. But we've got an issue now, because both artillery and the Sturm are now facing us, and we're going on reload. Luckily, a Sturm just backs up, but we're just hiding behind this dead Turan, and this is squeaky bum time now, because we've got artillery getting ready to try and dump his shell into us. Luckily though, we managed to get a shot into him, shutting him down, and the Sturm gets taken out by our friendly Lorraine. And that brings us a victory and an end to the second replay. And you see we come top of the board there with 4 kills and just under 7.4k damage. We only got 7 assisted, and we blocked 1200 damage. And yeah, just overall picked up first class and a high caliber, but a good game in the T57 heavy. And like I say, it's definitely a solid auto loader. It's definitely a tank I should play more, to be fair, and I don't. I forget how good it is, and then when I get in it, I realise, you know, with games like that. So anyway, guys, we're going to move on to the final replay. Okay, so at number 1, we have the T110E5. And yeah, this is an oldie but goldie, to be fair. And the equipment we run on this is rammer, vents, and optics. You could swap out vents for advanced vert stabs, I guess, if you wanted to. Perks we run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanic, Clutch Braking, and Off-Road Driving. So yeah, like I say, you could swap out your vents for vert stabs if you wanted to, but I decided, you know, I'll go with vents, get that reload time down. And yes, the positives of this tank is, you know, the armor it holds up quite well. It's an okay tank overall. It's very balanced, I think. The reload is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's so quick, it's unbelievable. And yeah, the armor's good. You know, the armor is quite trolly. You know, you can get away with a lot of bounces. Have to be careful of that cupola though. That cupola is a weak spot. So yeah, overall though, this tank has got great mobility as well. You know, good view range. And yeah, as a heavy tank, you play it more. You can play it more like a medium, I guess. It's cross between a heavy tank and a medium tank, I think. You know, you've got that good mobility. You know, you got that rapid reload, and yeah, it really is a decent tank, and it's an old school favourite. It's been in game for a very long time, and yeah, it's quite a popular choice amongst a lot of tankers. Much like this IS-7 that's in front of us, it's another popular favourite, and we're just happily getting shots into his lower plate. We managed to juke a shot from him, and we get a shot in there. We're on Siegfried line, and we're gonna sort of play the town. We're platooned up with Mass as well, He's playing his E5, so between us we're going to have a bit of a E5 party. We've also got Kingpin in the waffle as well. He's going to be playing the big waffle and backing us up hopefully. And at this moment in time, I'm trying to get shots into this Yag Tiger that's poked up there. We've gone for the heat shells because obviously the standard rounds we're going to struggle to pen the Yag Tiger because he's hull down. So I wanted to just get the heat in so we can go through his superstructure quite easily if he pokes again. Yeah, we're just sort of covering this spot at the moment. We're not going to sort of make too many rash decisions until we sort of know what we can do. Unfortunately, the Yag Tiger shows his lower plate, so we didn't actually need the heat shells there, but we're going to get one in anyway. He gets set on fire by Artie as well, that absolutely dumped on him. We pick up some nice assists there as well. It's a bit of a slow burning game, but like I say, we're just keeping behind this rock. We don't want to make too many. We don't want to make any silly moves. Get a shot into the side of that Chinese tank there, that Chinese TD. He gets a shot into us because we are side on here. We should perhaps probably have angled, but to be fair, we're probably going to get penned either way. So we're just poking in and out. We're just trying to see if we can bait shots. Then we see this Skoda just come out of nowhere. The TVP tried getting a shot in as he advanced, but unfortunately we didn't pen. And now we're going to push the advantage now. We can see, yeah, we're sort of slowly taking map control here. And we're going to get in a position where we're going to get in this dip. And we're going to try and see if we can get shots to the right of us. Well, unfortunately, we get shot by a tortoise that's sitting on top there. So we're going to get hold down here. We've got good gun depression here in the E5. Again, that's something else that it really does well in. Is gun depression is good, so you can get hold down and you can start getting shots off. See this Terran come around and the shots are just whiffing at the moment. Like I say, the gun can be a bit troll because, well, that's kind of standard with American tanks. We've loaded the heat for this VK, but now this Terran's popping out, so we're going to get a shot into that guy. We're keeping the heat in just in case. The Terran fires and misses, so we're just going to poke and get another shot into him there. And yeah, and then we see this 60 TP poke out and we get a shot into the side of his turret, picking up our second kill. Get a shot into that VK just as he goes away. He's running off, so now we're going to load the AP, knowing that we can pen the Terran easily with AP. And we don't want to waste any heat shells on the Terran. I'd rather keep the heat shells for that VK if needed. So we're moving up now. Mass is covering our left hand side, so we're not going to get any issues with anything poking up and getting shots into the side of us from the ridge to our left. And we're going to sort of focus on getting this Terran out, I think. Unfortunately, Mass goes down to the tortoise, which is a shame. The Terran gets a shot but doesn't pen us. Luckily we bounce and we managed to take that Terran out. I wanted to get Terran out because obviously Terran is completely ridiculous tank, and yeah, we didn't want to get hit by that guy. We only track the VK, but luckily the Terran manages to shoot him. We get a load of track assist there. Now we're up against this Type 5 and we've gone back for the heat, and we're just going to aim for, well, we was aiming for the weak points, but apparently that wasn't going to pen, and we just got unfortunate there. E4 gets, the E4 takes out our Type 5. Our E4 takes out their Type 5. Talking is difficult, ladies and gentlemen. Very difficult for me. So now we've just gone loaded the AP rounds because all that's left, we think, is this tortoise and artillery. And yeah, the RT has just been lit up there. So we're just going to try and see if we can squeeze a bit more damage out of this game before these two tanks get shut down. Managed to get a cheeky little snapshot into the artillery there. He gets taken out by a Terran. The tortoise, should I say, is at the back of the map. Tried getting a shot in the side there, but it was a bit awkward. Unfortunately, we bounced. Probably could have aimed that a bit better and maybe just gone for his cupola. But we did get a shot in, but then he gets taken up by our Progetto. And that brings us an end to the game and gives us the victory. So there we go, we come top of the board there. We got 3 kills with just under 4.5k damage, with just under 3.5k assists. We blocked 3.3k as well. Got the ace tanker badge there. And shout out to Kingpin as well. He had a really good game in his waffle there, picking up just over 6.3k damage. Credit to Mass as well for obviously backing us up when we needed him to. And yeah, that brings an end to the replay and to the videos. So yeah, that's the end of Rank the Tank there. And like I say, E5 takes top place, which I think is well deserved. It's a decent tank out of the 3 that we picked. I think the T57 Heavy could probably come close to it. You know, I'd both probably say they're on par with each other actually, considering they're different tanks. But yeah, great tanks, and yeah, well deserved of that spot, I think. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you think of the E100, T57 and the E5. Do you have any different opinions? If so, let me know. But until next time, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you next time.